nails aren't as loud as yours. Yours sound better. We're doing ASMR today. Just kidding. Is it
Yes,
ASMR? It's
we are.
ASMR. I say ASMR.
ASMR.
Is that wrong? You're not supposed to
No,
say what it looks like, right? You're supposed to say ASMR. I say ASMR.
yeah, no,
My kids are
you're
like,
supposed to spell out, yeah.
I know. My kids are like, Mom, that's not it. I'm like, I'm
Mm.
mixing ASMR.
And if Anna was watching this, she would be rolling her eyes and going, "What are you doing?"
Because
So,
we're not
gotta
supposed
love
to
it.
know about things like that. We're not supposed to be up on stuff.
Well,
We're not supposed to
I
be
am.
cool.
I
Very
am.
cool.
I
We're so
am.
cool. I
Yeah.
feel like we're
And talking
amazing
about
people.
cool, it's a
Yeah.
cool day today.
I know. My stupid stairs aren't dry yet from Saturday when I power washed them. I still can't stain them.
Mhm.
Hopefully tomorrow. I just gotta hope
Oh,
it's rain.
I hope. Oh,
I
is
know.
it?
It's not supposed to rain, but it's Friday there's a chance. So I've got to get it done before then. But I don't
Mhm.
usually do these kinds of projects. Not my jam.
Hey, but you did it.
I did it. My neck's a little bit hurt. It hurts to move my neck, but I did it. And I bought a mum today. I wanted a nice, because fall's coming. It's not yet, but it's coming. But I like the purple ones. And it's huge. It's the biggest mum I've ever had from Home Depot. 20 bucks. And it's half opened
Wow.
already. So, oh no, she's frozen. Cece's frozen on us. Oh man. I don't know what's going on, but maybe she'll be able to come back. I don't know if she realizes she's frozen. Oh, she's gonna pop back in.
Oh,
There
am I
she
here?
is. She's back. I was just talking about my mom and how fantastic it is, but
Did you go to Vincent Joe's?
no, I went to Home Depot for something else. And while I was there,
Really?
they were wheeling them in. Like I saw the ones that they had, and I was like, eh. But then they were putting new ones out, and my beautiful one was sitting there. She was big and huge and purple and halfway opened already. And I was like, that one's mine. Grabbed
Yeah,
it.
and that's how Vincent Joe's is.
Yeah. How much are theirs though? Because I usually
I
go
have
there.
no idea. No idea. They're just big and beautiful, but they're always reasonable.
Yeah.
Always
You know what? You
reasonable.
don't get a long season with them because it gets
Mine
cold out.
always do.
Well, we'll
Mine lasts
see.
until Christmas. I have to throw them away. Some people actually spray paint theirs white and
Really?
put bulbs in them.
That'll kill them for sure. You can't spray paint a flower and expect it to live.
So I have no idea. I've seen the hack, never done it. No
Do you
need.
like my girl boss cup?
I
I was
do because I have
feeling
a
it today.
matching one, but mine's packed away still.
I know you're in your new location. I'm digging
I
the wall
am.
decor. I love
I
it.
am. I'm
You're
actually in my
unpacking.
living room today, so everything is just fun. Like I have look at this big fun pillow. Hold on. It is so big, so plush.
I love it.
It
Hello, New
is.
York City.
Well, hello, NYC.
And
Whoop,
sign in. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Sign in and Roger. Hello.
whoop. We
Um,
are talking about real estate, but right now we're talking about my new surroundings because I just
yes,
moved.
which is technically real estate. We're still in real estate.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still talking
We're
real
talking about
estate.
your new place, your new digs that we got you all in, settled in.
Yes. Yes. So it's all new. Everything is done and it's getting there. It's getting there. So
It's a
very pleased.
process.
It is. And
It's a
all my
process.
coffee mugs
Moving
are
is a process, and purging is a big part of that, and unpacking is a big I started purging just watching. So many of my friends, I'm listing their homes and getting in their new places, and everybody's like, not only am I their agent, I'm their friend, so they're coming to me, and I'm hearing like the stress, and I'm like, man, I know it's hard. So I'm like learning something with you guys. Like even though I have moved a couple of times before, I'm starting to purge and get rid of stuff too to make it easier on myself
I
because it's
yes, and
tough.
because I've already purged. I purged before to get the house ready. Then I
Yeah.
purged again when I moved, and I'm
Yeah.
purging now. But I haven't gotten to the boxes of my mugs. Hence, I'm still drinking on my water mug. So I don't have my girl boss like you or my travel. I'm not there yet, but that's okay.
We'll
So
find it.
let's talk about a new subject.
Okay. So this
Let's
subject I'm excited about.
Me
Let me
too.
preface it because you're going to be really
Okay.
carrying the majority of this conversation, I think, just
Okay.
because of the nature of it. But so I'll set the scene. Cece and I, picture it. I feel like we're on the Golden Girls, and what's her face? Sophia. Picture it, Sicily, 1985. So picture it, open house. Cece and I are at one of my open houses, and this house is was built in 77, so it's as old as I am. She's got great bones and great structure, still looking good, right? But hasn't been updated. So that was our challenge, and we were priced right, and we actually got under contract, so we did well, really well with it. But when people were coming through, one thing I always like to be able to do with an open house and with any property that you're marketing is find your positives and work them. And then find the things that, like, okay, so this is where we need a little bit of a boost, right? And this house, that would have been where we needed a little bit of a boost, is just the fact that it hadn't been updated. So like all the carpet needed to be ripped out. The bathrooms, the kitchen needed to be updated. And so when we had people coming in, we were having really good conversations with them. And we were talking about a loan product called 203K, which is an FHA product, which could be implemented from somebody coming in and wanting to make her pretty again. So
Yes.
you were
So
saying some
we
amazing things to people to really get them to understand why they would want to use that product instead of just buying and going to grab like a home equity line. I loved everything that you were saying.
there's so many benefits to it. Now, a lot of people get scared. They're like, "Oh my gosh," because there's numbers. What type of mortgage is this? 203K. It sounds intimidating.
Right.
It really does, but it doesn't have to be. There's 2 types. There's streamline, which is really effortless, and then there's one that we'd actually need a HUD contractor that's a little more involved, but those are for the investors and the families who wanna buy in low, which is the key, the lowest of the subdivision to have the most equity, and that's the name of the game if you can do
Yes.
that. I
Smart.
know in 2020, we kept seeing people go over asking, over asking, over asking. I mean, I remember the day, side note, that I quit my industry when a Berkeley home went 100,000 over asking.
Oh, that was normal in
Berkeley, Michigan.
2021. That was so normal.
I quit that day. The only time I quit this industry and I returned back in the morning, I'm like, I'm done because
We've all had those days though. We've all
those
had
are
those
little
days.
homes, those are
Yeah.
little homes. But with the 203K, I know it sounds intimidating, but they're so cool if you can just really break it down. And so let me break this down for you. When you purchase a home, you can go take equity out of your home. However, it's tied to the purchase price that first
Hmm.
year. So
Right.
there's no equity. With this type of a loan, the 203K, you actually, the cool part is we have an appraiser who comes out and will appraise the future value of all the remodeling. So it's the loan, the remodeling cost equals basically the future loan amount. And that's what you can take the loan out for. You just roll it in before there's even equity in the home. Because if you have a home that everything, the kitchen needs to be gutted. The home we were in, the kitchen needed a full gut job. Everybody who's watching, I'm talking the walls had to be ripped down, the ceiling had to be ripped down, which means all the cabinets, all the appliances. I had a 1980 food compressor or trash
Yeah.
compressor. It
Yeah.
was so ancient. Oh, and it had a Harvest Gold phone.
Yes.
Really
That's
high
the kind of
tech
condition it was in
phone.
though. Everything still worked. I mean, they took care of it. They were original owners too. That's
Oh,
really important too.
wow.
Original owners, they built that house and yeah, so a lot of love.
There's a
You don't
lot of love, and there
they
was so
cared
much
for it.
equity,
Yeah.
so much equity in that home. If you do a loan like this, I guarantee so what was that house for sale for? Please
We
remind me.
listed at 350.
Okay, so 350. Oh, I like the clean number. And what was the highest home in that neighborhood selling for? Redone and beautiful.
Okay, so you know what? I don't know redone and beautiful. I didn't pull those
I
comps. What
looked it up, and
the
I think
comps
I
were
saw
around 4 to 415 for homes that still weren't even fully
no,
redone.
those are 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I would think a redone home that was actually just newly renovated, I guarantee would've went for 450. So
Yeah,
you're already walking in
definitely.
with $100,000 equity. Let's just say it because that was my gut instinct. You're walking in with $100,000 untapped equity of this home that you can rehab. You
Yep.
could pick the kitchen you want. You could pick it all, the living room, the flooring, everything, and have it brand new with fantastic bones of a home that was built in the 1970s. Because the homes that are built now, you sneeze and they move. It's not, it's compressed wood, not
Yeah,
real
old
wood.
school construction is different, the
It is
lumber.
so
They
different. And
had
I
to
don't
make
want to
changes though. The pricing on lumber, it's not so that's where things had to change, unfortunately.
cutting I get cutting
The trusses,
corners,
everything.
and I like my new construction. I built my house ground up. I get it. But this is just a different level. So here we are talking to all these families that were coming in with potential 100,000, 80,000 equity. You could tap into it and get the house you wanted the way you want it done.
Yeah.
This product, and just I wanted to correct you, Holly. The 203K, there is an FHA, but there is also a conventional one as
Yeah, it's
well.
not called 203K though. That's why I wasn't sure what it's called.
No,
But
so
conventional
don't
has
yeah, so don't even worry about it, we can do both. So with the 203K, um, anybody I mean, I think the lowest I've gone down in credit score with an FHA is maybe I think I got down to 650. I
okay.
know that you can go 640. Some people can do 620. I think we can go down to 620, but it kinda get hard if you're getting that much equity without
Sure.
putting some skin into the game. So we gotta be a little careful, make sure you get your credit in order, consult with us, consult with me, how I can find you the home, I can do the financing. That's the biggest thing. But this, beautiful. You put on those glasses and you see, and I know Holly doesn't like this, but I call them my ugly duckling loans because in the book, The Ugly Duckling, she bec she? He. Ooh,
I think it's a
the
she.
duck,
Yeah,
ooh, is it?
I think
Anyways,
so. Isn't it?
becomes this big, beautiful swan. And I
It's a great
love the
story.
story of the
Yeah.
ugly duckling,
Yes.
become like, going through the trials, and that's what
Mhm.
happens when you're looking at a home that's so outdated. That's all you see is the exterior, but the bones are great, and then she can become a swan. So I love the comparison of the 2 stories, and to be
Yes.
able to take a family, get in low, build it up with the equity that's there, and make it theirs. It's such a upcoming story. I'm a fan of it.
No, I am
But
too.
I
It's like a makeover house version. I love makeover. I
I
love the
know.
show. Do you remember that show where they would like stop someone on the street and they'd be like, "You come with us," and they would like do their hair, their makeup, they would change their clothes. I'm like, I love that show. I just love to see that because everyone loves that. When someone takes you and makes you all,
Oh,
gets you all dolled up, like who doesn't love that?
mhm,
That's an amazing experience. So the house is the ultimate with that. And this house was like
absolutely.
just under 2,600 square feet, 4 bedrooms. I mean, everything that you'd want for a
Huge,
family,
huge.
basement, everything, and no issues, no problems. And we just had inspection on it. It was super clean. So it's like, you know, all it needs is just a facelift, just somebody to come in,
Mhm.
or maybe just a little Botox, maybe not even a full facelift. And
Little
just
bit
just
here,
a little
a
here and
little
then
bit
here.
here,
Yeah.
right here.
But yeah, I told the agent, so the family that's moving in, I haven't closed yet, but it's a young couple with a baby, they were so cute. They were finishing up their showing when I got there to start setting up for the open house, 'cause I was super early,
Okay.
and I got to see them, and the agent was really sweet. I've really loved working with her, and she had texted while we were at the that's why I'm glad she texted while we were at the open house, because people were like, "Do you have any offers?" And I was like, "Well, I just got a text that we're getting an offer." So, you know, but she's like, "They absolutely love it. They want this to be their forever home. They love the area. They just want to buy it, pay it off, and never move." And I'm like, "Now, all the bedrooms are upstairs, so they might change their mind one day." Although it already has
Mhm.
the gliding chair that goes up, I'm sure they're gonna want to take that down. Can you imagine their kids would probably be like, "This is so fun."
It's fun.
But yeah,
I
so
mean,
they are
mhm,
super excited about it. They brought their family to come see it. They see the potential, and they learn looking at the area. It's on a corner, beautiful lot into a cul-de-sac. So you're not gonna have all the traffic. It's quiet. The neighbors are really great. So they just saw that. They could see past the green gold carpet from 1977. And they saw,
replaceable.
yeah, they saw past it,
Yeah.
and they realized, like, this is just rip all this out. We put whatever flooring we want, update the
Yeah.
kitchen, update the bathrooms, get someone in here, contractor to do all the work. And and it's again, it's so worth it. Like you said, 100,000 now. Like, who knows, 20 years from now, 15 years from now, what the value is going to be there with all of the
They'll
upgrades and
have
everything that
that
they do.
equity, and
Yep.
their home is on the newer side than anybody else in that
Yep.
subdivision. Now they became the high price point.
Yeah. And they have the square footage to back it up. So wherever that highest price per square foot is in the area, if
Mhm.
they're comparable, they can be up there too. So
Good point.
depending on how updated they really want to go. And then that brings me to my other point. We were talking, you know, when people want to do that, when they because like I look at my house right now and I'm like, I'm probably gonna stay here for a little while unless I decide to be part-time in Florida. I don't know really know where I'm gonna go. So that's why I'm still kind of here. So I need to start doing some things to the house. And for me now, if I was to look at taking out a home equity loan, I do have the equity now, but it's like the rate is higher, correct? If I do a home
It
equity
is.
loan than if I just would be able to, buy a house. Like, if I would have, when I grabbed this house, if I would have been able to do that when I first grabbed it, probably would have been a better choice.
Oh, and it helps because, again, there's with the FHA 203K, there's a streamline and there's a threshold, 30,000-ish and below. It's
Mhm.
easy. Oh, oh. Total tangent. Even with this loan, if you do a refinance, you can refinance too. You can actually get a she shed. That loan would pay for a
Really?
she shed or a pole
Wow.
barn, or
Oh, that's
there's
huge. I didn't know you could
so
do that.
much there's
Pole
so
barn
much
is
you can do.
huge. So many
So,
people want a pole barn out in the country where you're allowed
yes.
to have them.
Yeah, so with a purchase, you can rehab the house and get a pole barn. You can rehab
Okay.
the house, or you can just get a she shed, or you can add to the property, which is phenomenal because really, we all have that Pinterest page, right?
We do.
The
I do.
girly Pinterest
Oh yeah.
page
I've
full
got the
of
Pinterest.
fluff,
Yep.
pillows, where we would read or have our time.
I know, I love that idea. I've never really had one of those. So maybe someday I'll have like a cute little spot like that in the
Maybe,
house.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so there's so much you can do with this type of a loan from a purchase to refinance. That's why I like this a lot. And I think it just having numbers, part of the loan program,
Yep.
and the consumers and the families out there who are not as educated, because all you hear about is Mishta. Let's save you money. Well, you're going negative into
Mhm.
equity.
Right.
This gives you equity. That's why I like this conversation to my core so much better, but no one markets it. It's not marketable, I guess. And I think it should be. I think I'd rather say, "Hey, let's do this." Now, I understand Mishta helps individuals who have a different level of income. I understand. But this actually plays into the equity of the home
Mhm.
versus takes it away.
Right,
Now, here's a guideline. And what I mean by guideline is that you have to be approved for that future value. You have to be able to take out that loan at that
right,
future value. So you
right,
won't be approved for that 350,
right.
you'd be approved at the 410 or the 420 or the 430. So you still have to do that. Wait 6 months, refinance in a rate and term, drop that rate. Easy.
That's something.
Absolutely easy. Just
Yeah,
don't get scared of the numbers and the loan name. It's not
right.
fancy, it's not pretty, it doesn't sound like you wanna date someone. Most people swipe left. Is it swipe left?
I I think left is no,
Or
right?
is
Is left
yeah,
no?
I don't know, I don't do dating apps, so I have
I
no
don't
idea.
really do them either, so I don't know.
No idea. So let's just say swipe left or
Swipe
swipe
left.
right. People should be
Let's
swiping
do it this
right
way.
on this
Right is
idea.
right, so we'll swipe right if we like it. So left would be no.
Okay.
Let's just do that.
No, I'll go with that one.
That makes it easy for me in my head.
Yes. I enjoy this conversation.
Me too, because the biggest problem we have, I think, and it's not even a problem, but people think it's a problem. They get stuck in a situation, and if they don't know the right tool with the to use in the tool belt, then they
Mhm,
feel like, sometimes things don't work out the way they want them to, or they get frustrated. But the truth is there are a lot of different loan programs out there, and they if you have somebody who knows their stuff, you're able to figure out what's the best scenario for
mhm.
this situation. Because even though the 203K loan, the rate is not the best rate you're going to get ever, obviously, because it's a different product. But when you look at if you're looking at the rate, like you said, you can refinance in 6 months. That's a small number when you're looking at how much money you can get to do all this home, and you don't have to come out of pocket for that. It's just financed in for you. To me, that is the math you need to look at. And you just have to have somebody who can show that to people so that they understand why it makes more sense and why it's logical than you having to come up with 50 grand on your own out of
Oh, you
pocket,
can't, you
you
can't.
know?
And so, let's take the house that we're discussing right now. Keep those numbers. The house is 350. Let's say I bought it for 350 and I put 20% down. In order to do a cash out refinance, I can only go up to 85%. I only have 5% of the equity I can utilize. What's 5% gonna give me? Not
Right.
carpet. It
No,
doesn't even pay for carpet.
no.
It's over. I
Yeah,
would
it's
have
not the
to
way to
tap
go.
in to my assets, my liquid assets. And why do that? If you read any guru's book, most besides Dave Ramsey, because he's
The money
king
guy.
is cash and don't have debt, but everybody else is different. They're all you take out that, plus you can write it off on your taxes.
Yep.
There's so many benefits to doing this loan. If you did the scenario of a HELOC or try to get a HELOC or a cash out, get 5%. What is that gonna do? Not get carpet, not get the kitchen you want. You have to wait maybe about a year or so, and you're still that appraiser is still looking at it because nothing's been done at the value it's at now. It's all outdated. When we do the rehab loan, so let's keep playing this out. The rehab loan, you buy it at 350, you dump 70,000 into it, you're at 420. The house appraises in 6 months or even a year after if you want to wait to that 420, maybe it's 450. So now
Right.
you're doing a rate and term and dropping that. It's there's so many benefits. And for a short time, you have a slightly higher interest rate, but it's still a tad bit lower than what a HELOC interest rate may be.
Mhm.
So we're doing just as quick better for thinking outside the box, for thinking about the ugly duckling, for thinking in the future and being able to have that ability to see farther and what the
Mhm.
bigger game is in
Right.
real estate.
Right. Yeah, it's all the money that you keep, right? So,
Yeah.
what's the smartest way to go about leveraging what you have? And in this situation, you're leveraging the loan product with the future value of the property, which is the smart way to go.
Mhm.
And I love that you are able to do that. Like you have different scenarios and different, people want to do different things. So again, it's all about like getting educated, getting with the right person. Like if you're in Michigan, call Cece because she's here. But if you're in a different state, get a loan officer that knows the products that are available and understands what you're looking to do, not just the goal of you and your family on your move and your purchase, but the property that you find. Like there's loans that we have that are based like the rural, the RD loan, like certain properties are qualifying for 0% down. Like there's different um down payment assistance programs that different lenders have. There's just options. And I think the more people realize there are more options than you think because they just keep hearing about how the rate is high, the rate is high, the rate is high. Well, just remember, typically when the rate is high, they will look at ways to offset that. Like right now, we have
Mhm.
these, down payment assistant programs. So just because the rate is higher, sometimes they will put other incentives out there. So it's not a reason to think you can't buy. It's just you have to get you have to get savvy and you have to have the right team of people working with you to help you.
I agree.
Good talk.
I know. I
Good
love this
talk.
topic. I
I love
love
this
this
topic too.
topic. I know it's not as glamorous, but I like it. And the idea of playing the game,
Mhm.
the real estate game, and playing it right, to me, it's like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Going for low, put those houses and the hotels on and charge up that rent.
Yes.
Same
Absolutely.
thing, get in low in the subdivision, leverage that equity, and you have the highest rent, which
Yeah.
is great that you could charge somebody else,
Absolutely.
AKA sell your house.
Right.
But and I don't sell in Monopoly, but you get
Yeah.
the
No,
gist of
totally.
it.
Yeah, that's what I've been paying attention to. There's so many people out there that are talking about, build your portfolio and there's a lot of things you can do with real estate. So it's definitely, land, as they say, they're not making any more of it. So it always has value. Yes, it can ebb and flow and go up and down and with the market, but we look at what has value, what has actual value. Well, land is always going to have value because
Mhm.
it's land, it's, money, supposedly that paper dollar is supposed to
Fungible.
be, yeah, attached to a gold standard, which we know we don't have anymore. So the paper really is, what is it really? But, these are the things that have value. So being a homeowner and being able to realize that dream and make it happen is one of the best things you can do. It's the best investment you can make is to be a homeowner because not too many people are able to take that asset, pay it off, would take the same money and put it into an account to bring them where a lot of people are able to sell now. I mean, this house back in 1977, I don't know what they built it for, but I'm telling you what, it wasn't 350. So, they did that back then. And now the son
Oh,
is able to benefit from the investment that was made a long time ago.
the original cost. I actually I think wasn't the original cost like 150?
I don't remember. I looked back on the record, but I don't remember. But they
Did
had, they
this
had the,
one show it? Because I like to look at that kind of stuff. I'm trying
yeah.
to think. I
Back in
know
the
I
late
looked it
70s,
up.
early 80s, that rate was super high. It was the highest it's
I
ever been.
know.
So my parents bought a house in Clinton Township, 2,000 square foot ranch. I wanna say it was 83. I think they bought it for, like, 83,000 or some low amount, right? I
Mhm.
could easily sell my dad's house for 350, maybe even a little bit more.
But it
Easy right
wasn't
now.
low back then. That
No,
wasn't low, that was
the interest rate
high.
was so high. It was like
I know.
it hit 18%, I think, in 81, so it's probably 12 to 15% in
It
83.
was. My
So,
parents had a 12%
yeah.
interest rate.
So that's the thing. It's like you look at the pricing was lower, but the rate was super high. People are freaking out about 6%. It's like imagine buying a house and it was 15% interest. 6% ain't nothing. And our parents did it. And it brought the pricing down because the rate was higher. And, so that's the thing is I think that's part of what they were thinking with this whole inflation thing. Like the house prices kept going up. And I think they thought by raising the rate, they were going to all the powers that be. But we still haven't seen. I mean, housing prices are still going to go up an average of 3% this year across the country, depending on who you listen to.
Mhm.
Anywhere from 1.3 to 5% are all the different economists are talking. And I think they're all looking at different areas. But the moral of the story is the pricing is still up. It's still going up in 2024 from
Yeah, the
2023.
values aren't going down. No,
No,
aren't they increasing like 4, 5% every year? Like
yeah,
4-ish
it
percent?
it it jumped like I want to say 15 or 18% in 2021. It was like this
That
big
was
jump.
crazy. That was huge.
And then
Not
it
gonna
kind of
happen
like,
again.
yeah, and then it still stayed. And then of course when the rate started going up, I think people like froze because they're freaking out like what does this mean? Oh my gosh, is it going to crash? Because that's all they could think was going to happen. So then
I
it
know.
slowed our market down because people didn't know how to respond, but it didn't cause values to go down because that's what all these people wanted to spout out that, oh, we're going to have a crash and values are going to be in the toilet. First of all, to have a crash you got to have an economic problem, which we could have, you never know. But second, you've got to have a lot of people who don't have a lot of equity, and everyone has equity except the people who have bought in the last 3 years or so, unless they put a lot down. Everyone's got equity in their home right now because almost everybody that I know refinanced when it was 3% or whatever. So if you've been in your home and you've refinanced. So you're not losing your house when you have that kind of equity in it. You're going to sell it.
No.
You're not going to walk away and let them take it when you have equity in the
No.
house.
No, no, no.
So
Who's gonna foreclose?
no
An
one's doing that.
investor will No, an investor will come in, purchase it for you, and let you walk away with some money in your pocket.
Even if you were close in those last couple years, there's always a way around it. But yeah, we've got people who are sitting on so much equity unrealized in their home that they wouldn't just foreclose, they'd sell it. So yeah, so I mean anything can happen. Obviously in the economy, we'll see. We're in an election year, we've got all these things going on in the world, and yes, that affects things. Of course it does. Of course it
But
does.
it's nice to see what's happening, and I don't wanna get off on a different tangent, but right now, our VA families are benefiting from this rate drop right
That's so
now.
nice for them. They deserve it.
So nice. I
Deserve
just
it.
locked 3 people, at 5.625, no
That's
points.
beautiful.
No points. It was
That's a beautiful thing.
absolutely gorgeous. I got one right in at the last minute, and I was hurrying. I got I saved him $231 a month.
I love that.
A
That's
month.
huge. That's
It is
huge.
huge. And then the
That's
other
huge.
one, who's a VA, he's actually retired. So this one was active military. He's up in the UP. This other one is actually retired, fully disabled, 100%. And he is shaving, I believe, we're shaving 4 years off his loan. So 4 years of interest, which is huge.
That is huge.
Saving him about $199, no points, no nothing. And he received a quote from somebody who got them all the way down to 5%, but was charging him $3,000.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
they're going to be refinancing next year.
Right.
That return on investment was
Not good.
5.3 years.
Right.
They're trying to take advantage of
Yep.
the men and women, I
Right.
hate that. That's where
Yep.
right now they're benefiting, the rates are coming down, conventional's coming down. Right now, FHA and our VA families are benefiting the most. So the FHA
It's great.
203K
Mhm.
benefiting right now.
That's awesome.
So full circle back to our conversation. It's okay to have a 203K FHA because the rates are dropping.
Yeah, and like we said, it's a tool. It's not
Mhm.
meant for you to keep that rate forever if it's higher.
No,
It's a
6
tool to get you into the home, do what you need to do.
yeah, 6 months, 6 days,
Mhm. And then you can refinance.
rate and
So
term.
it's perfect. Yeah. And it's a win-win. You can't lose with that when you,
Mhm.
because they don't, I mean, the contractors that, has to be obviously approved by the lender. So you work with a real estate agent or a lender who know who they are. They can refer you. Here's a list of contractors for you to talk to and see which one you want to work with. They can give quotes because they do have to do a lot of paperwork. And if they're used to doing these types of loans, they love getting it. They're good
Oh,
at it. It's not a
they
big deal
know
for them.
it.
Yeah,
It's
they know
no
what to
big
do, they
deal.
submit it, it's not a problem. Because if they don't do it, they don't get paid, so you better know
Mhm.
they're going to do it. They're gonna get it done, because if they
Yes.
don't do it, they don't get paid.
And
So,
I
they
work
want
with
a
quite
fake
a few
payroll.
contractors who actually love to discuss this, who I get referrals all the time from them. There's a
Mhm,
home in Ferndale that's on a dual lot that she purchased, so she
okay.
can build out and up. She can
Oh,
actually add 1,600 square feet.
oh, wow,
Listen, 1,600 square feet to her house in Ferndale.
that's amazing.
Do you know what that would do?
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really cool. I love hearing those stories.
Oh, and it's
Think
fun.
outside the box. You just have
It
to think
is.
outside the box, and
And
you
that's
have to
why
work
you
with
have
people who
me.
know how to do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to be able to do that because there are some great opportunities out there and you don't want to miss them just because you didn't have the education or work with the right person to know what you need to know to do what you want to do.
Correct. Oh, I love this. Okay.
Me too.
So if you're watching this, please like, subscribe, Holly, find me, click on me, like and subscribe to my channel. Let's talk mortgages. Holly, you're on her channel. So find us, click on us so you can see us every week. I
Yep,
would
we're typically Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern is our normal time. Sometimes we deviate a little bit just because we're in real estate and life gets a little bit
and
crazy.
moms.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes things happen. Last week, fun fact, last week we weren't on because there was tornado warnings. As we were going to be jumping on our live, we heard tornado warnings and things were going crazy outside. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, girl, I don't think we're doing it. I think we're going to the
I
basement.
I lost my internet.
It was
We were
crazy.
grabbing the dog and running,
Oh
but
my
in the
gosh.
middle of that, I still put in a loan, remember?
Oh
That
geez.
new construction?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I still
Our new
yeah, we still
construction
had to get it
people.
done. Yes.
Yeah, no, that was wild. But we decided that, going live probably wasn't in our best interest because I probably would have been
Mm-mm.
watching outside and trying to see, like, make sure nothing was like my neighbor's house wasn't flying by or something
Nope,
Wizard of Oz
there
like. It
stuff was blown
was
over, like, it
bad.
was blown over.
Yeah. So we didn't do one last week,
Mm-mm.
but we'll be back next week and we'll have a great topic. And if you have an idea of a
Yes.
topic you'd like to hear or a question, reach out, put a comment, and let us know. And we're happy to take some questions and talk about them. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
Okay, my
Yes.
friend. Well, thanks again for joining me tonight. Everybody have a blessed night.
Cheers.
Cheers. Go out
Yes.
and have a fantastic first week of September. Make it an awesome final quarter of the year. Hopefully,
Yes.
from the final quarter, almost one more month and then the final
One
quarter.
more month, I
We have
know,
one, we're
but
in the last, that's all
we're
right. We're still in the
wrapping
third
up the
quarter.
3rd quarter.
I always
Yeah,
think with September, I always think with school starting, we're in the final, but yeah, we have like, this is the last month before
one
we've
more.
got a couple months and then Christmas. Oh my goodness. New Year's.
Oh, Well, that'll still be a fun topic, though.
It will be. We'll
Yes,
talk
because
about,
I need some Christmas ideas. That's a different topic, but okay.
yeah, we can talk about that too.
Yes.
Christmas ideas for the older kids that we have now that aren't so
I
little
know.
anymore.
What do you do? Uggs? Gift
Oh, they
cards?
give a
Gas
well, mine will give
cards?
you a list. One of them will. One of them will
It's so
reluctantly. My son will just be like,
expensive.
"It's I don't know, mom." He finally will, but yeah, they give
Yeah.
me the list and just give me the list with the links.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they just make it
Oh,
easy for me. Give me the link to
okay.
the thing. Yes, yes.
No surprise
So I can
needed.
Black Friday shop like doom, 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 like a pro.
Yes, yes.
Get it done. All right, my
Okay.
friend. Have a great rest of your week, everybody, and be blessed. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.